Hi friends, welcome to A to Z Learning channel. Today in this video we are going to be talking about share buyback as announced by TCS recently. TCS published their third quarterly results last month in January, and along with that they also announced their intention to buy back some of their shares. And that buyback created some buzz around it. But at the same time, number of retail investors probably didn't appreciate the upside opportunity, the potential upside opportunity this buyback program could offer them. And through this video, our attempt is to educate all retail investors about this potential upside that's there in the share buyback program offered by TCS. But before I start my video, I'll request two things. After watching this video, if you feel you like the content, then please do press the like button. And second, if you've not subscribed our channel A to Z Learning as yet, then please do subscribe and become part of our viewers family. So without any further delay, let's commence our video. So as I said that this is all about share buyback announced by TCS. So let me quickly remind you what was the announcement in January by TCS. TCS announced that they will be buying back 18,000 crore worth of shares from the market. Effectively, what they said was they will be buying back 4 crore shares from the market at 4,500 per share price, and that collectively would mean 18,000 crore of share buyback. When the announcement came, share price was somewhere between 3,800, 3,900, but then because of the market correction, it did go down to 3,600 as well. So some of you, knowingly or unknowingly, may have purchased TCS shares at 3,600 price or 3,650 or 3,700. Today, when I'm recording this video, the share price is just over 3,800 per share. So it's still a lot less than the buyback that TCS will be doing, which is 4,500. Okay. Typically, what they also announced that out of this 4 crore shares that they are looking to purchase back, buy back, they'll keep 15% of this, which is 60 lakh shares, only for retail shareholders. Who is retail shareholders? Retail shareholder is someone who on the record date, and that's not announced yet, who on the record date is holding shares that are worth less than 2 lakh rupees. So let's say if you're holding 10 shares of TCS, the value of those shares will be around say 30 to 40,000 rupees. That's absolutely fine. You'll be considered retail shareholder. But say if you're holding 100 shares of TCS, then the value of those shares will be about 3 lakh rupees or over 3 lakh rupees. And therefore, you will not qualify as a retail shareholder. So you need to make sure that your total holding on the record date is less than 2 lakh rupees. If that's the case, you will qualify as a retail shareholder, and out of 4 crores worth of shares, 4 crore shares that they are purchasing, they're keeping 60 lakh, 15% of those only for retail shareholders. Now let's look at what does it mean basically, because TCS has got so many shares in the market, and there are so many retail shareholders who are already owning their share. So what is the chance that you will get accepted for buyback? So the way the process works is that typically companies announce share buyback in two ways. One is the tender offer, which is what TCS is doing. The other one is the open market purchase, which is what Infosys did in the last year. What open market means basically that they will be buying shares from the open market at certain price. So, say up to 4,500 TCS announce open market. If today the market price is 3,800, they will purchase the shares at 3,800 and be done with it. Okay. But in a tender offer, what happens is that the every shareholder is given the chance to confirm how many shares they would like to offer to TCS for buyback. So let's say if you have 10 shares, you will have the option to tender back entire 10 shares, 5 shares, 2 shares, whatever you feel. I mean, there will be a letter which will come after the record date, which will confirm the tender amount, the minimum, the tender that you can offer for shares. So let's say if you're holding 10 share, you may get the letter saying from the TCS that you have the option to tender 3 shares. I'm just making up this, but you could do 3 shares. You could choose not to tender any share because you may be holding it for next 10 years. That's absolutely fine. But at the same time, you may be saying that, okay, they have asked for 3 shares, but you may tender entire holding of 10 shares. And we have seen in the past that TCS has accepted 100% of the shares that were tendered by their retail shareholders, right? So typically, if we say that retail shareholders own about 0.6% of the total paid up capital of the TCS. Of course, these numbers keep changing every now and then. Based on the last year's data, it was about 0.6%. That effectively would mean that if every retail shareholder tender their holding in the program, then up to 25% of those shares TCS will be accepting. So, for example, you have 20 shares of TCS and you offer entire 20 shares of your holding back to TCS for buyback, then you have the potential that up to 5 shares may be accepted by TCS for purchase. But not every retail shareholder get to participate in this tender. Some people don't even know about these buybacks. Some people don't are not paying spending enough time to think about that what is the upside. And some people genuinely may be saying that no, I want to accumulate more shares of TCS. I'm not participating in the buyback because they are holding those shares for very, very long term. So that there are different reasons for which people don't participate. In the end, the number of requests that comes back to TCS based on the recent buyback that they have done, they have pretty much entirely accepted all those shares that were tendered. So 100% acceptance. So so let's understand this with an example that what is the upside for you. This is the table that has come on your screen. So let's focus on the first line, which is this line, right? Where we are saying, let's say you have 40 shares and that you have invested at 3,800 rupees. As I said that some people may have acquired it in the past, so they may have acquired the share at a lower price. Some may be acquiring it today, which is say little higher than 3,800. But just for argument's sake, just for the simplicity of the example, we are saying that let's say you have bought 40 shares at 3,800 per share price, which means your investment is 1,52,000, and that's same in all the 4 scenarios that we have set out here. Now let's come to that. You have 40 shares. Clearly, you have bought 40 shares because if you have more shares than say 2 lakh more than 2 lakh worth, then you will not qualify. This is only for retail shareholder where you have to keep your holding value of your holding below 2 lakh rupees. So you have 40 shares. Let's say your acceptance ratio is 25 because every retail shareholder has participated, has offered entire value of the entire number of shares that they own. So TCS say that okay, we'll be accepting only 25% of those that have been tendered. So that's the first scenario. Second scenario, let's assume 50% acceptance ratio, 75%, and based on what we have seen in the recent buyback where 100% of the retail shareholders standard share were accepted, that's the fourth scenario. Okay, what would it mean that if it's a acceptance ratio of 25, out of 40 you will get you will tender 10 shares. 10 shares will be bought back by TCS in the first scenario. And because your purchase price is 3,800 and TCS is buying at 4,500, your per share profit is 700. Because 10 shares are accepted in the first scenario for you, 700 times 10 means 7,000 rupees of profit for you. And this 7,000 rupees of profit on your investment on 152,000 is 4.6%. But you have given only 10 back and booked a profit of 7,000. You still have 30 shares, and chances are if TCS is buying at 4,500, even your rest of the shares will be very close to the value of 4,500. Again, there's no guarantee on that, but your 30 shares are still with you, but you've booked 7,000 rupee profit on 10 share, and that on your total investment is about almost 5% return. Okay. Same thing in the 50% acceptance ratio scenario. This becomes 14,000 rupees profit. And the fourth scenario, which is more in line with the recent buyback that TCS has done, where 100% of the shares tendered were accepted, you will have entire 40 shares accepted. Means on each share you'll make 700 profit. So for 40 share you'll have 28,000 rupee profit, which is over 18% of profit on your investment. And I'm pretty sure that number of retail investors are not even aware about it. When the letter will come from TCS, they won't even know how to respond it. They won't even realize that they have the potential upside of 18%. Again, this is assuming 3,800 rupee share price, purchase price. But if your purchase price was lower than 3,800, your potential upside or profit could be more than 18%, could be 20%, 25%, depending on what was your purchase price. So this is a very, very important program, and you as a retail investor should carefully consider whether you should participate or not. If your objective is to stay invested long term, then of course these programs don't matter. But if you've invested in TCS stock with a view to book profit on a regular basis, then this is an opportunity not to be missed. So what are the next steps now? And this is important. First of all, though it has been announced by TCS that they'll be buying back, but they have not yet set the record date. Record date will fix that. What will be the date that they will use for the retail shareholders? So whosoever is the shareholder on that day will be given the chance to participate. But if you acquire shares after that record date, you will not have chance to participate in this. So that's very important. So watch out for that record date. Then the whole process of TCS writing to you and then electronically through your demat account, you participating and tendering those shares to the TCS, that whole process could take 4 weeks, maybe a little over that, for you to kind of get that money. So between record date and this program kind of finishing, you're looking at maybe say 1 or 2 months. And within 1 or 2 months, you have the potential of an upside of near about 20% on this through this program. So it's an important opportunity if you are a investor who looks to regularly book the profit. So I hope that this simple explanation of share buyback program by TCS has been helpful to you. But make sure that you take your final decision to participate or ignore this share buyback opportunity after carefully considering all the information, your objective of investment, and if needed, consult your financial advisor. So we are simply doing this video to educate you about how this typical buyback work, and if you are interested, then what sort of upside you could have. So I hope this has been helpful. We would look forward to your comments, suggestions, and if you have liked the content of our video, then please do not forget to press the like button. And last but not least, if you've not subscribed our channel A to Z Learning yet, then please do subscribe and become part of our viewers family. Thank you so much for watching our video.